What is up, internet? It's your boy Tenku, and today we're going to be discussing an anime that I don't watch anymore. I don't particularly really like it, and some of my friends who I talk to quite a bit ask me why I don't consider it like the predecessor to it quite a bit. So before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, keep watching those videos, and keep hitting me up on the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And with all that said, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so today we're gonna be talking about the Boruto anime. Full warning, I do not like Boruto. I'm not a fan. I've gotten to about the 60 to 70 episode mark with Boruto, and I just had to drop it because I didn't like it. I read the manga to a certain point too, and then I kind of just dropped the manga too because it wasn't my thing. And people who know me know I'm a huge fan of Naruto, which is the anime and manga that came before this. I read the Naruto manga all the way through 3 times, and of course I've watched the anime all the way through at least once. That year of fillers that they did really kind of killed me for the original Naruto, the way it broke down. There was Naruto, and then they did the year of filler hell, and then they came back with Naruto Shippuden to finish up the story. And the manga is just known as Naruto. Now, I had high hopes for Boruto when it got announced. Me and Editor Senpai went and saw the Boruto movie in a theater. They play anime movies every once in a while out here where we live, and when it came out, we went and saw it, and it was great. I was blown away by the Boruto movie. I was like, oh, awesome. That's why I started reading the manga. And then when they announced the anime, I was like, all right, sweet. This is going to be pretty good. It's a continuation of Naruto. I love Naruto. Let's see what happens. And so basically it focuses around Naruto's son, Boruto. And his struggles to get to know his dad. His dad's not really around because his dad's Hokage. Naruto's Hokage now. Spoiler alert for the end of Naruto. And not really around and such. So Boruto develops a complex, because his dad's never around. He's sad because his dad's never around. He's angry, angst because his dad's never around. All that kind of stuff. And this is him trying to get his dad's attention over starting to become understand his dad and why his dad's the way he is, why his dad's so strong, things like that. Of course, Sasuke, Sakura, Choji, all the characters from Naruto who are adults now about their kids and the next generation. So it's called Boruto Next Generations. So I was like, okay, cool, this could be interesting. That could be really, really cool, really into it. The problem is when you start your anime in fillers because you don't have enough content for your anime, you're kind of doomed to fail because you have to come up with stories, and the stories don't make sense with the continuity of the manga, and they were just bad fillers. Like, it looks like they got the guys that did the year fillers for Naruto to come up with the stories for the fillers for Boruto because they're bad. They added some anime only characters, which is fine. I don't mind doing that kind of stuff as long as those characters are compelling. And to their credit, the character they added to Boruto was like a dropout. He repeated his Ninja Academy thing like 3 years in a row, and he had like Earth Jitsu stuff. He was actually a pretty compelling character, but he was barely in it by by the mark where I got watching episodes from. The problem is like the fillers they have, the villains they made for these fillers are garbage. You had regular filler ninja beating Kages, and that makes no sense because these are supposed to be the strongest ninjas in the world, and they're getting their butts handed to them by random filler anime bad guys that aren't even in the manga. It makes no sense whatsoever, and so that's why it's just bad. And so it's just, I try to watch it because you do get a lot of Naruto here and there, and Sasuke here and there, and Sasuke and Sakura's kid is very compelling because she wants to be the Hokage, and Boruto doesn't want anything to do with the Hokage because he blames the position of Hokage on the way his his dad's never around, stuff like that. And then this little sister who looks just like Hinata, of course. They have a little here and there with her and her awakening her eye powers, and so there's little bits and pieces of interesting stuff in it, but just in general, it's boring. Boruto is not a likable character. Um, he's just not. He comes off as a spoiled, rotten punk kid who got daddy issues, and I get that. And I know later on, because I read the manga, I know later on he gets over that, and he really becomes, hey, I want to assist, Sakura's daughter to be the Hokage, and put everything into that, and become strongest, and he actually becomes Sasuke's pupil, much like, Naruto did for Jiraiya. So I mean, and like I said, that's in the manga though. In the anime, it just comes off bad. Comes off as a punk kid, spoiled rotten. Even when he gets over that little hump with his dad, because the movie's about the Chunin exams for Boruto's generation. You don't even get to that in the anime until you get through a bunch of fillers, and it's bad. And that part of the anime is great because it was part was the movie, and that's where the manga picks up. And so I don't know. Like I said, guys, when you have to start your anime in fillers, it's it's not a good sign. The Chunin exam arc is the best arc ever because it was great in the movie. It's great in the manga. That's where manga starts, and it was great in the anime. But once you get past that, it's just it's just boring. If you want to watch something like that, watch the original Naruto. It's rough because there's Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, and of course I recommend watching all that. But there was a year and a half ish, where at the end of Naruto, before Naruto Shippuden, that they did a year of fillers, and it's unbearable for that part. But if you know what you're doing, know the episode guides, they're online. Heck, you can even ask me, and I'll look it up and read for you because I think it's worth watching. Just watch Naruto, read Naruto, watch Naruto Shippuden. I would skip over Boruto because I really think the story ends at the end of Naruto Shippuden, or the Naruto manga. So, with all that, guys, tell me what you think. Do you think I'm crazy? You got, hey, Tenku, hey, Bruto's actually pretty good. You just gotta watch it. Keep your eye on it. Or do you agree with me? But like, yeah, Bruto's kind of boring. The main character, Bruto himself, comes off as a one little punk. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Keep hitting me up on the Twitter, of course. Of course, you can always hit me up on Facebook and Instagram too. But Twitter is where I get most of my interaction of, and the comments here below. So remember, guys, if you can't trust a random fat guy you met on the internet, then who can you trust? And everybody have an awesome, awesome day.